Okay. Hello, everyone. This is the Tell and Grow Your Business, and I am muted at Debowale. And today I am here with another beautiful, wonderful guest. As you can see, I'm here with Cordelia Gafar, and today we shall be talking together on how you can give yourself the permission to be great. So before we go on, I would like to introduce Cordelia, or better still, I'll throw it to Cordelia to introduce herself to you first, and then we shall roll on from there. Cordelia, thanks for coming on the show. I am really grateful for having you here. So, would you just tell us briefly about yourself, what you do, how you got here, and why you are talking to us this evening about, or this afternoon, where you are?
Yes,
About how to give ourselves the permission to be great. So, who exactly are you, my lovely?
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here. I am an author, an international speaker, and my biggest brag is I'm a mom of 6. And I help women to have a body soul shift so that they can drop into their bodies and hearts and really connect with the power source that they have in their emotions so that they can live their ultimate purpose. And I came to be here because I started my business 3 years ago when I wrote my first book, and I started doing workshops and coaching women. And then I realized that it's the weight that women need to shed is off their tongue. And you've probably heard me talk a lot about sweet talk. And that's one of the tools that I offer, especially when I'm speaking about how to give ourselves permission to be great.
Lovely. Thank you so much. That is really incredible. So, exactly when, I know you do a lot of health and fitness and, helping moms balance their schedule and be the best of themselves. When was that moment when you said to yourself, I need to get my message out there. I need to begin this big business. I need to help more women, more moms to get themselves balanced and, nourished and have the best of time. When was it? What made you make that decision at the time, and when was that?
So, believe it or not, it was after I had my 6th child, and she was a year old. And I had just, for so many, for over a decade, always gotten the question, so, how do you do it with all those kids and you're homeschooling? And then I would start to explain, and they would be like, oh God, that's a lot. Can you put it in a book? And so I said, I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to put it in a book, publish the book, and then I'm going to do workshops. And when I did the workshops, I really liked the energy of what I was creating there. But I thought, what if I could do this in a way that I don't have to take away from my kids' schedule, right? Because I want my day to be free to be with them. So if I did it online, I could work with people in the UK, right? Where it's my morning, my kids are not awake yet, but it's your afternoon. And then that means I have to get my message out across the world. So that's what happened.
Oh, beautiful. That is really fantastic. Lovely. Talking today about how people can begin to give themselves permission to be grow, specifically moms and business people, entrepreneurs. So, what do you think, in your own opinion, what is the number one thing that hinders people from giving themselves that permission to actually be great?
Self-compassion. They need to start with just loving themselves up. Recently I was traveling with my family, and we saw my daughter graduate from boot camp. And in this massive bathroom with this humongous mirror, I saw woman after woman come and wash her hands. Even she had gone through the trouble to make her face so beautiful and hair done up, would not look in the mirror. And so one of the things that I first tell my clients is when you get out of bed in the morning, you know, crusty eyes and all, just look in that mirror and say, actually look into your eyes and say, I love you. And, you know, hold yourself and hug yourself. And when you're saying that, I love you and I'm so grateful for you. And when you can do that, you know, you're starting your day with that high vibration of gratitude and love for yourself, you can't help but bring that into everything you do all day long.
Beautiful. So what you want us to do, or what you said, is for people to begin to love themselves. Start with loving yourself and be grateful for who you are. Be grateful for yourself, you know, how you've been, and you know, just everything about yourself. And when you begin your day in that vibration, in that mode, then you're sure to have your day, you know, filled with happiness and joy and gratitude. And so, what are the greatest things people say? If I couldn't, and some people may have told you. Have you ever seen anyone who's told you, I find it hard to tell myself that I love myself? You know, have you seen people who say that? Have you met them? Have you coached them?
I've met them. I try not to coach people that have that severe of a low vibration, okay? Because I want to meet people where they are, but they do have to be at a certain vibration, just to be clear. So, okay. But the people I've met that said that they don't love themselves, like for example, one of my first clients, you know, she said that, okay, well, I'm okay with changing the way I eat and all that stuff, but I just don't exercise. I can't do that. And I said, well, why do you suppose that is? And I said, do you walk? And she said, well, of course I walk. I used to love to walk for miles. And I said, do you know that's the best form of exercise for your body? And she said, I didn't know that. And I said, but you love walking. Yes, I love walking. I said, okay, well, could you take yourself on a 20-minute walk every day? Oh, yeah, I can do that. And the next week when we met, you know, she said, you know, I was going for a 20-minute walk every day and it feels so good. I really love that. And I love the way my body feels. And it's really, I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's a simple things that we love to do that we forgot that we love to do, right? That we have to visit. And that is what will bring the love back.
Good. Yeah, I was going to ask again, you know, just from the example that you gave your clients and, you know, what she likes and what she doesn't like. I happen to know that a number of people are just, you know, into their space, into their situations, into what's happening around them, that they cannot expand themselves beyond what's holding them, what's making them get overwhelmed, you know, what's sucking their energy. They can't just get themselves because they are not looking outside what's holding them. They're getting themselves caged in and enclosed. What do you think people can do together? Give themselves that permission to open up to the wider things, the better things that are outside, you know, whatever obstacles and problems, or, you know, what's hindering them. How can people open up, you know, and find the grace that's outside what's actually holding them down?
Yeah, I can tell you from personal experience, even like in my journey of starting this business, last year I had a major crash and I found myself just laying on my bed one day and I was just like, you know, that what you were just talking about, like I was all up in my head, just completely overwhelmed. And I was like, wait a minute. What is my real reality right now? I'm laying on my bed. I'm looking at the ceiling. All those things I'm thinking, they're not even happening. Okay, it's not happening. Your reality is exactly where you are. Like right now, wherever you are, that's really what's happening. The stuff that you're spinning around in your head is not even happening. And even if it happened already, it's done. And the way that I released myself from that is this. Just in that moment and realizing, I said, now, if I could choose what is happening right now, what would that choice be? And these words came to me. Peace in me, peace in you, peace in everything we do, peace in my mood, peace in my food, peace in everything that is good. And while I am inculcating a vibration of peace, I'm emanating compassion beyond release. Peace in, right? So, and peace is one of the highest vibrations we can choose. There's love, peace, and gratitude. And you can actually just pick that one and choose that and put that in yourself. And that is your reality in that moment. And when you fill yourself up with that, that's the vibration that comes out. And then you can get back to it. I got myself off that bed and I got into it.
Good. Thank you so much for that tip. That is really wonderful. This is Tell and Grow Your Business, where business owners have stories to tell and impact to make. And we are speaking to Cordelia Gafar, and we're talking about how you can give yourself the permission to be great. Okay, so in your own experience, what would you describe as greatness? What are the things your clients have told you? Yes, this is greatness for me. Achieving this is greatness. What sort of things, when we say people give themselves permission to be great, what sort of things will mean greatness to some people or will mean greatness to you? Because I know people define success and greatness and things differently. What sort of things would really mean greatness?
So for one of my clients, what she defines as greatness is just simply not shouldering the burdens of her family members, because pretty much all her close relatives, when they have something to dump, they come to her. They're like dumping ground, right? But in the time that she started to work with me, she's learned how to put up the stop sign and say, okay, this is not the dumping ground. You can keep all of your yuckiness over there, and I'm gonna keep my high vibration here. And what's happening for her, they actually don't even come anymore because her vibration is so high they don't want to be near her. And so for her, that's greatness. I have another client, and she was working full-time really at one of the top 5 accounting firms in the world, but she has this great desire to start her business. And she also was actually going through a divorce and a pregnancy at the same time. And when I met her, she was in her 4th month. And so she got through that pregnancy without any physical complications, right? Because it's a very stressful thing. You're starting a business, you work in a high-powered job, and you're going through a divorce. And she was able to get through that pregnancy, had a very healthy, beautiful, lovely child, and completed her pregnancy by launching her business and leaving her husband. And now she has her own house. So that's, for her, that's greatness. And
go on, yes, please.
So, as you can see, there's various levels of greatness. Everybody, for me personally, I just wanted to speak on stages. And so now I've actually been able to speak internationally. And that's, for me, that's greatness, because that's what I wanted to do. So, it all depends on who you are and what you want. And we don't all have to, do what's considered,
Exactly. That was why I asked the question, because, greatness to different people will mean different things. When I talk about greatness to some people, they think, oh, they have got to do, things that everybody in the entire world needs to know about, or everybody needs to, know their name, or really grand. No, greatness can mean you just being able to accommodate the peace that your life needs. And that's just it. It probably could just mean you being able to enjoy your day based on the things you've lined up for yourself and not be pushed over by other people. If that's greatness for you, that's it. So that's just why I said, okay, can you just tell us a bit about, what, because people get themselves inside the cage, as I said, lock themselves in, trying to feel, okay, what can I do to be great? Why do I have to be really great? No, greatness is just about you living your life the way you want to live your life. Okay. So yes, Cordelia, can you tell us a little bit about, the book you said you wrote and how this is going to help a lot of our listeners? I know a lot of people will have to see this on the replay because I'm not able to find the buttons to invite people. So the book you wrote, how this can help us grow and give ourselves the permission to be great in the things that we do or in the way we live our lives.
So I have a couple of books. The book that I released that I'm referring to is called Workout Around My Day, The Only Health Guide That Moms Need. And the great thing about this book is it bounces between information about nutrition and powerful food choices. And I don't like list off, like the power foods, but I list off foods that will give bodies energy. And I help you to decide what that is for your body and how to, change the way that you spend your time, which is another very important thing. There's a section in there. I actually have the crazy day, the normal day, and the something else. And so you can kind of look at where you could use your time differently. Sometimes we find ourselves lost in social media and, not necessarily the good stuff, right? So there are interviews like this that we can watch on social media, and then there are other interviews that we can watch on social media that are not so beneficial. So if you're going to be on social media, how would you spend your time? And then there's the piece about self-nurturing, and it's, understanding that does not mean that you're going, for a spa day. Self-nurturing could just be sweet talking yourself. That's the piece where I talk about sweet talking, where you choose your perspective differently. And then the last piece, I just thought, well, why not share a couple of recipes of, food to eat? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Cordelia. I know that in choosing our perspectives towards things around us, the way we see things, the way we translate things, we can we can either lock ourselves inside that cage that we've always been, or we can use our perspective to give ourselves, the opportunity to explore other things, the greatness, the wonderful things around us, the opportunities around us. So in your own perspective, how can we use having different perspectives on things, or how can we employ our perspectives on things to give us the permission to be great in the things that we do?
That's a great question, because, even when we're having disagreements, that is an opportunity to better understand what is in the heart of the person that you're disagreeing with,
Sure.
So a lot of times when people are even like naysayers, right, they're saying what we can't do. If you really listen, it's a projection of their own feeling of defeat. And so rather than listening from the perspective of they're attacking me, listen from the deeper listening of having compassion for that person, for their loss of faith in themselves, right? So that's a real-time way to reframe. So if you think about yourself, like when you're angry, what are you doing? You're speaking up for something that really means something to you in your heart, or you're speaking from something that gave you pain at one time, And so,
Yeah.
so when you hear someone attacking you, quote unquote, right? It's really not them attacking you. It's them like I can't believe that this thing happened in my life, and I can't imagine anyone else being successful in this thing, you know? Yeah.
That is wonderful. Wow. That is, that is a way people can see things differently, and seeing things differently helps you explore other ways things may have happened, explore why other things are happening. As a matter of fact, helping according to to know when things happen and you tend to see them in different lights, it helps you develop understanding, wider understanding, better understanding, and it even helps you understand yourself more, because then you can see, okay, maybe they're doing this because they feel this way, or maybe they're doing this before that. I mean, it takes somebody who has so much awareness of things to begin to see things differently and look at different angles why things happen. And with that, you're empowering yourself as an individual, and you're helping other people grow. And so thank you so much, Cordelia, for that beautiful fact that you told us. Yes. I think I saw you're going to be having a show soon. I think I saw the poster is going to be in December. Do you want to talk to us about your event that is coming up? Is in November? I think you haven't.
So there's a couple of things. I'll be part of a Healthy Holiday Summit, November 12th through 16th.
Yes.
There's that. And but before that, I'm actually having a webinar next Wednesday, November 7th.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you the link for that. The live event is actually just for local people. I have 2 live events in December, but they're both in the DC metropolitan area. So if there's anyone in your group that's in, Washington, DC, for sure, I can get that information to you as well. But yeah, for the online events, I have the webinar next Wednesday, and I have the Healthy Holiday Summit coming up. I'm not sure which day I'm going live, but it's going to be, I think, about 19 speakers, the 12th through the 16th of November. Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. It would be great if you leave the link below, maybe after the show, because definitely a lot of people is going to still catch this on the replay. Yes. Just before we round up the show, what is the one thing you want to tell people who are still held behind doors, the doors of their hearts, and not giving themselves the permission to be great, the permission to be who they want to be, and explore the world with the wonderful things that are there for everybody to enjoy and benefit from? What do you want to say to people still holding themselves back?
There is nothing like someone who has released the weight of their tongue and they forgive themselves, right? They just love themselves and say, I do the best I can every day, and I try. And I'm amazing for that. And just pat yourself on the back. And that is your reality. That is your truth. And if you walk in every single moment in that way, you can't help but to attract all that you want in your life.
Thank you so much. So that's it for the show today. I mean, the last answer to the question was really marvelous. Thank you so much, Cordelia. I was going to say Gafar. Thank you so much, Cordelia, because when people are able to tell themselves, I accept myself the way I am simply wonderful and fantastic, it gives you that beautiful feeling, the satisfaction that yes, you are indeed loved. That's the energy rush for you to keep going and believing in yourself and just loving yourself regardless of what other people say. And with that feeling of love and gratitude and belief in yourself, definitely you can take that leap and begin to do wonderful things that you're really meant to be doing. Thank you so much, Cordelia. And this is the end of the Tell and Grow Your Business show today. Next time, I will be on the show again with another wonderful guest. I'm Mutiat Adebowale, and bye for now.